everybody. Welcome to the Wildings Podcast, episode 3. And I have the amazing Oonagh McGinn here and Edel Carey. Thank you so much for calling in. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having us.
You're so welcome. I'm so excited to chat to you. So you both are social workers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So you both are social workers by day, but then you do stand-up comedy by night.
We do, yes.
Yeah.
It's quite the flip.
Yeah. Quite the flip.
Yeah.
So Edel, how did you decide just to start doing stand-up comedy?
I can't even remember when the idea really first occurred to me.
Yeah.
It's more so I've loved comedy all my life and I've always watched stand-up comedy and thought that looks like so much fun.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you when the flip happened that I thought I want to try this.
Yeah.
But it was in the summer of last year. Then I can't remember when, but it kind of occurred to me and it just kept nagging at me until I eventually sent Luke McGinn a wee message to see any chance of a spot. And then I deleted the message and then I sent another one about a week later. And then finally got a spot about a month after I really decided I wanted to give it a try, just to give myself some time to write and all the rest of it. So,
I was there with your first spot.
You were at my first spot, yes.
You were brilliant for a first timer. I was like, this is unreal. You did really well.
Cheers, thank you. I thought you were just bluffing at that point, but
no, I was like, compared to what I did my first time and what you did, I was like, holy shit, well done.
Yeah, thank you. I'd been in touch with Oonagh as well because she had done her first spot just about a month, 6 weeks before me.
Yeah, just a wee touch before, yes.
Yeah.
I got this friend request and I'd be very suspicious about people who I don't know adding me.
Right,
yeah.
so.
And I was like, she looks normal. And then he sent
she
me a
does
message.
look normal, doesn't she?
Since then, I feel differently, but at the time, she looked normal.
Yeah.
And the funny, she was kind of like from my neck of the woods as well, for up the north coast.
Yeah.
So it was nice kind of having a wee ally to start this journey with.
So how did you start? Were you also just like, I want to try to do stand-up?
A similar, like a nagging feeling for the last few years.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I've always like loved being the centre of attention and making people laugh.
Yeah.
And so just all that combined, it wouldn't leave me alone. And then I remember being like setting these wee kind of like, right, you need to do this before your birthday. You need to do this. And then I was like, I'll never do this before I turn 39. And then I was like, before you're 40, do it. Yeah. And then it was like, and then I just was like, shut up and just do it. So I actually was supposed to go to Madden's initially. And then I got told like the day before that Madden's wasn't doing it anymore. I thought, this is the universe saying no.
No.
Don't do it.
No.
And then Kieran said, look, I'll say to Luke, if you want to message Luke McGinn.
Yeah.
So then that's how I got in with Luke, like the week before my birthday.
Kieran Franco. Right. Okay. How do you know Kieran?
Just because he must have been organising Madden's.
Oh,
so that
right.
was it,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. Oh my goodness. So that kind of that happened very quickly. So after your first gig, then you just sort of kept going, and you need to drive quite the distance for open mics and stuff.
Yeah, it's
more so Adele.
Yeah, it's a full hour for me each way to come up to
an hour each way.
An hour each way, yeah. It's a commitment, yeah, it is.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, an hour each way for most of the time, 5 minutes on stage. That's commitment.
Yeah, it is.
You know, same for you. Oonagh, you also drive. Like, how far do you drive?
Well, I was in Lisburn, and then I made my family move to Finaghy to facilitate me being closer to Belfast. So no, that just kind of happened, and I thought this is great because there's a bus stop right near my house, so it's great like for Saturdays because that's because if you're doing maybe like the Black Box, you can get a wee drink afterwards or before. So I like that. So that's a big advantage having that the transport being so handy. Yeah, straight into town.
And then you both have kiddos. So how many kids do you have, Oonagh?
I have 2.
You have 2 kids.
2.
How old are they?
They're 6 and 3.
6 and 3. Oh my goodness. That's 2 very, very different phases at the moment.
Yeah, well, they're at the minute they're mostly best friends. But yeah, the younger one is up every night still. She's would be up twice sometimes in the night. So you might have a couple of nights for you don't have many hours sleep. So and then just bedtime. I'm their favorite. Yeah. Between the 2. So I need to be there for bedtime. And if I don't go, if I tell my older daughter mommy's going out tonight, she'd be like, it's not that important, mommy. I'm like, I mean, it's not like it's not life and death. You're right.
Does she know what you're gonna go and do?
Well, she'll say like, I said, mommy, what are you gonna do? And I'll be like, tell some jokes. What? Tell me one of your jokes. I'm like, no. It's not like knock jokes or whatever. But she's like, just tell me. I'm like, Pat, no. let's change subject. So yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my first jokes I wrote, and it actually did happen. I told my son I was gonna go tell some jokes to people, and he just went straight to my face. "You're not funny." And so I farted in his face just to prove him wrong.
That's what I'm gonna do to everyone in the audience.
Yeah,
see who laughs at that.
So it works. He laughed, so I was like, "Yeah, I am slightly funny." But
farts are universal. Like, it transcends languages.
It does.
Farts, I think, are always funny.
To make children laugh is way easier than adults.
Yeah.
And you, Edel, how many kids do you have?
2 kids, 9 and 11.
9 and 11.
Yeah, I'm up a bit. Yeah.
How old would you have been with your first?
29.
29? Right, okay.
Giving away my age now. Thanks, Roleen.
Oh, come on. I'm pro-aging. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. And then what do they think about the whole thing? Because they're obviously old enough now to understand what it is you're doing.
A bit of an understanding. So the 9-year-old, he has a very dry wit like me, and he loves telling a wee joke, or he likes to make up his own jokes as well. Okay. So he has given me a joke before that I used on stage in the pub and went down well. So
very good.
Yeah. I know. So he just says, "Oh, you're going to do your jokes, good luck," and then he might remember to ask me the following morning, "How did your jokes go?" And I say, "Oh, I got some laughs." And he's like, "Oh, well done." The 9-year-old's kind of like, "I don't really know what this is, but you seem happy, so work away."
and your partners, how are they about the whole thing?
Yeah.
Pause.
Bewildered. Well, you said the mileage isn't a great winner.
It's the driving, isn't it?
The fuel costing, probably, I would say, coming from where you're coming from.
Yeah. The fuel costs.
Yeah, my husband's always like, the miles on the car, the fuel costs, like, this is insane.
Yeah.
But they do
like supportive, and like you're obviously enjoying it and having fun, so fair enough. But like, let's be a wee bit sensible here. But and he hasn't seen me do a set yet, which other people find quite odd, but at the same time I'm like, well, who do you think's got the kids when I'm on stage and driving to these gigs? So he's making himself available so I can do that, so that's okay. I can work with that. What about you?
Mine's is the same. Like he hasn't seen me do a set. I've sent him stuff. I showed him my first set in the pavilion, and I did warn him. I was like, "Listen, you do take quite a slagging for these next 5 minutes." Because it was very focused on like mum stuff. You know, like it's kind of safe sort of thing to do. But he is very supportive, but he's more, I would say, conservative than me.
Oh,
he doesn't. He's like, "You're swearing a wee bit too much."
Really?
Yeah, no, he's...
Does he not swear at all?
He does. I think he knows who he married at the end of the day. Like, I've always been like that. But I think at the start, there probably was a bit more cursing, because I think there's a wee bit of a nervousness there.
Yeah.
I think swearing, when done appropriately, does potentially enhance something. But if it's too much, I think it does suck the humour out of stuff if you're effing every 2 seconds or whatever. But I have natural potty mouth. I always have.
Same. It's
terrible. Yeah. So no, he is very supportive, but like, I don't know, I would worry like if his mum and dad, who are like in their 80s, saw something. They do ask me, and I'm like, it wouldn't be very
I would be mortified if my husband's parents came to watch me, because they wanted to go to the gig I was doing in Lurgan. And I was like, you know what, maybe don't go to that, because I do talk about a lot of things you don't want to know about. I don't know if it will
you're going to know me intimately by the end of this. Yeah.
I personally think I will actually completely forget what I want to do, because I'll be so nervous that they're in the audience. I don't know how you would feel if your in-laws had to come watch your set. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't like that. They're lovely, and again, like, they are very like, how are your wee shows going? Like, but they know, like, I'm like, oh, it's going grand, and I'm like, please, But friends would say, oh, tell us whenever you're on. But I'm like, it wouldn't matter how confident I felt. You could show up and it absolutely tanks.
Yeah.
Or it goes well. I could be pushed over the edge for you being there. But if you're there and I don't know you're there, what can I do?
That's
nothing. I just have to tear on.
Yeah.
My mum and sisters have come to like one of my worst sets. It's the only set they've seen. It's one of the worst ones I had. Yeah. So I'm like, and it was in Ballymena. Ballymena did us no favours that night, put it that way. So I've said, you have to come to Belfast, see a set in Belfast. That wasn't your
fault. I know you told me what happened previously, and I don't think that was your fault at all.
No, but I was getting heckled by people asking me to sing.
Did you sing?
Fuck. I would have cleared the bar.
Did they think you were there to sing? Wait, you did say they thought you were maybe there to sing.
Yeah.
Oh, you never told me that. That they wanted you to sing. I just heard that they were
Yeah, she was telling jokes and they were like, sing a song!
Oh my God.
That would have cleared the room quicker if I'd have sang. But
maybe you should have done that to get them just to leave. Because they were so disruptive.
To clear the room. But
Yeah.
no, I stuck with the set. I got through it. I didn't sing. But do you know what's in my back pocket for another time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So how have you found, Edel, balancing comedy with your work life and then mom life and wife life and being a friend all of this year? Because just adding one extra thing to an already very busy schedule, to have the bandwidth to stay like passionate and engaged and motivated to write new material and to drive an hour to do 5 minutes on stage that might or might not go well. Like how have you found balancing all of that? Do you plan a lot ahead?
Yes, I have to. I'm very organised and I have to be. And myself and my husband have to plan the week in advance because beyond just the comedy, he also has his own hobbies that he does. My son does athletics too, so we have to plan in his track training and his circuit training around that as well. My daughter plays camogie, so we have to plan that in as well. I had to cancel their swimming lessons, so we lost it to comedy, but they can swim well enough, so it's fine.
Something needed to be sacrificed.
We'll figure it out when the time comes.
I think you do 50 metres, that's fine.
I'll
I'll get you out of any pool.
There we go.
So I just have to be really, really organised. So any time you see me in Belfast doing a spot, doors open at 7:30, I've left the house at 6:30, and between 5 and 6:30 I've done dinners, I've done homeworks, I've showered, got changed, prepped my set into the car and up the road, leaving the house at 6:30. So it takes the prepping.
I feel like I need
No, you're type A and I am type B.
I'm type B.
So haphazard and just a hash all the time.
Yes.
I feel like I'm always chasing my tail a wee bit. Yeah.
That's it. I always feel like I'm a bit unprepared for everything in life. Doesn't matter what it is.
Wing it a wee
Even
bit.
like shopping, I'm always like
never less prepared.
I should have prepared for this situation and it's just not. Are you prepared for shopping, Edel?
Online shop, and I have the favourites list sitting. I just go in, pick the spot, and I could have the week's shopping done in about 2 minutes and delivered to the house.
Yeah, so nice. So your preparation is kind of like
it's
mine.
just a bit, I think because during work hours I'm supposed to obviously be working. Sometimes like my mind will drift and I send you voice notes of just ideas I'll have sometimes. I just bounce stuff. Is this funny? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And then and then you'll go home and it'll be just either extracurricular stuff, making dinner, and then like waiting because my husband doesn't get home till afterwards, so I'll have to get the two sorted and then try to look half presentable to go out the door. And it's just finding those wee pockets in the day to even get running through your set, because even though you've got all that drive, I know you've said that you get the chance to go over your set a bit, whereas I don't know, sometimes then I get there sometimes and you just start chatting. It's hard to kind of focus on what's in front of you, or just to kind of think about what you're planning to do or any of that. So I don't know, it's hard to juggle. So
have you found that your job has given you like kind of a unique lens in comedy? Like have you been able to like find material or write about stuff, or not at all?
It has given me a unique lens, funny, but maybe not in the way that you think. So with my work, because I work with kids in care and foster carers and so forth, I've, like, as part of my work, and you'll know this as well, I've been in High Court giving evidence. I've had police threats, or I've had threats against me. I've had police had to come with me to do visits. I've had the police had to escort us out of court one day and all too, and that's just part of my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So thinking about coming to do comedy, stand on stage, you tell a joke and doesn't get a laugh, doesn't really seem big to me in the perspective of everything else that I do. So sometimes I think the strength and the confidence that I've got through my work has actually kind of stood me in good stead in the comedy world. If I tell a joke and it's just tumbleweed, I can guarantee that's not the worst thing I've heard that week.
That's brilliant. I just go like, not brilliant, but you know what I mean. Like that, you've got a thick skin.
Yeah, you have
the resilience.
You have to have
there.
Yeah. And you, Oonagh?
I agree with what you're saying there. Like you sort of know like what to sweat and what not to sweat and stuff. And I've said to you before, Roleen, I think at Smooth Iron we were talking about, you know, sometimes you'll go up to a crowd and they're just not your crowd, because every comedian, even the ones that are incredibly successful, I'm not necessarily rushing to buy a ticket to see them because it's not for me. So like I just apply that to, like, you know, if maybe something doesn't go down the way you thought it would, sometimes you'll do it in front of a different crowd and it lands perfect. So it's kind of like a bit of a shield, you know, because it's like it doesn't faze me too much. You know, some things just don't work, you know, and they maybe won't ever work, but I always say, like, I believe in that bloody joke. Someone will laugh at it.
That's
in the right room.
Yeah, in the right room. Yeah. So it's just trial and error, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be quite stubborn with a particular joke until I get a room that actually does. Yeah. But we are told test everything 3 times. But I've probably tested one particular joke probably 8 times, and it finally got a laugh, and I was
like, 8 times. Yeah,
I told you.
Yeah, but then you probably had perfected exactly the delivery and all that as well. I would say I'm terrible for that because I sometimes it must be like an ADHD trait or something where I'll do something and then I'll be like, I'm going to do something else the next time. And if I just sat with it and gave it a couple of goes, and I've been like recently like, no, keep working on that, and it's better every time I do it. So
try a different angle or
absolutely,
add something else.
So I'm very much like preaching now to the converted, obviously, but we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. Why all these religious kind of turns of phrase? I don't know, but yeah, it's I would be like, right, you stick to what you're working.
And do you find comedy to be quite therapeutic because you have such stressful jobs? Like, I know you love your jobs, but it can be very stressful.
Stop you there. I don't know if I love it now. No, it does.
Like, does comedy like bring a little bit of like therapy into your life, or does it just add to the already existing stress?
It's a bit of both. Definitely, I find that when I do comedy, if I have a set that goes really, really well, it absolutely energizes me.
Yeah.
So that whenever I'm going into whatever I'm going into the next day, I'm doing it feeling upbeat.
Yeah.
And with that kind of sometimes a bit of a distance, doing something totally unrelated to work, feeling a bit upbeat, it means you can look at things different angles, and maybe your next day you're looking at something different and you can see a way through or see what the next step is, or you're just energized to try harder with something, and that's fine. But at the same time, there's many days you're going up on stage and it's like, wait to hear what happened today.
Oh yeah.
You're like not paying for therapy, you're using 5 minutes to get something out of your system, rightly or wrongly.
So for you, has anybody, Oonagh, said to you that it's going to be very tricky for you to juggle what you're doing now and your full-time job?
No, actually, even though, like I say, my husband is like, he's very supportive.
Yeah.
He's not said anything to me like to sort of say, you can't really like do this, because I know that there are very obvious boundaries in terms of like where work ends and where then the comedy side of things starts. And the skill set I suppose you get from being a social worker for so long definitely prep you for that kind of resilience, and kind of like if you get knocked back, you just keep on getting up. But other than that, like, it's very hard to talk about work or to incorporate that, I think, really into your set, because this is such a small country. I have been burnt by the size of this country, not even through work, just through my own big mouth. And people just happening to know things, or people, I'm slagging somebody off and then they're like, that's my mom's best friend. So it's like, so, you know, you learn, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn.
And so, like, because it's so small and you can be very identifiable, I think, with certain kind of key, like, details about somebody's life, it just wouldn't be worth. It's not worth the reports to, like, really the regulatory bodies.
It also, if you were to chat to somebody that is thinking about starting a separate passion outside of their full-time job, but they're too scared to take the leap, what would you say to them? Especially if they're like a mother like us. And
that's the thing. But a passion project, I feel, whenever you're putting yourself into it, once you start it, it could become very all-encompassing and just take up all your time, and you have to kind of limit it a bit so it stays your passion project, because if you just applied yourself to doing something that you love doing all the time, you'll very quickly become scunnered of it as well. So there is something about putting a bit of boundaries around that to make it something that you keep enjoying. Beyond that, then, coming back, I suppose, your first question and thinking about, well, when I started comedy, it got to the point whereby I was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to regret not having done it. So if it gets to that point where even if I try this and it fails, I'd rather live with the knowledge of knowing it didn't work, rather than live with the knowledge that I didn't try because I was scared. So for me, that's whenever I realized I needed to make the flip. So there's sometimes you just have to take a big breath and go, and if it didn't go the way you thought, you learned. Maybe you'll try something differently next time, or you'll think, no, that's not for me, and that's okay, but at least I know that now. But the idea of living with regret, I didn't try, that I would struggle with. So here we are.
No, absolutely.
Is that the way you feel?
Absolutely, I think that you know, I don't want to say like it's a part of getting older, like I'm, you know, 1 foot in the grave, but it's just one of those things. You know what I mean? Like, you just, the older you get, the less of shit you give. I certainly applies to me.
100%.
So what other people think of me, I could not give two shits actually. So you know, if you want to say whatever you want. And my brother, he's a wee bit younger than me, and like he said something to me about like, you know, he went to something like he's a real like he's a pretty diverse kind of guy. He's an amazing hurler, and then he loves his fashion.
Hold on. What's a hurler?
Okay, so hurling. You've heard of hurling? Or
no.
You didn't know you were camogie. Oh shit! Of course. Sorry. Right.
Wait. So what's a hurler?
Hurling is like the national sport. Hurling and Gaelic football are the two sports.
So what do? You hurl?
It's like a schlitter.
Go on ahead.
And a
schlitter.
That's the name of the ball.
Okay.
I'm talking about this. I've never played camogie. I am a soft shite. Like PE, I was like, I'm not getting involved, and that's too rough.
Okay.
But yeah, it's basically like, I don't know where I would tell you to go to. I'll need to send you a link on YouTube to show you. It's like the fastest sport in the world, isn't it?
Fastest ball sport in the world, yeah.
So there's a ball involved, and do you call it hurling the ball?
That's like hockey in the air. So
yeah.
You can catch
hockey
the ball
in the air?
You can catch the ball in your hand, strike off the stick and so forth.
You can't keep it in hockey if it stays
Is that like similar to the thing on Harry Potter?
Lacrosse, Quidditch.
Well, they're in broomsticks.
Kind of like Quidditch.
There's no broomsticks.
Yes, there's no broomsticks.
No broomsticks.
But yeah, it's like people say it's a bit like lacrosse, that American sport with like a net on the end. But he plays hurling and he's a very good hurler, but then he's also very kind of like into like his fashion and all that kind of stuff. And he went to see Charlie XCX and whenever she was playing at Belsonic, and he wore like a pretty out there outfit to it, and I was like, I am obsessed with what you're wearing. And he and I felt very touched by it. He says, oh, you know, but like you don't give a shit, so that kind of inspires me not to give a shit. And I was like,
that's nice.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. So that fuels me. I'm just like, great, let's just keep doing stuff to piss people off.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really good at pissing people off. It's a gift, honestly. So do you find it difficult to be serious at work? I personally, if I ever get like a very serious job, I have done a couple of like corporate jobs and they never last long because I find it very difficult. And I also don't take serious emails well.
Me neither.
At all. No. Like I don't know why. It's just maybe the way I'm wired. But in your job, it is quite. Everything is very serious. So how you have an amazing joke, and we'll not go over it in the podcast.
Yes,
but you do have an amazing joke. Where you did have a serious situation at work, and you found a way to lighten the mood.
Yeah.
So is it a battle constantly at work for you to fight your own nature?
It is a bit. So yeah, there's many a time I'm sitting biting my tongue because something funny has occurred to me or I see the humour in something. And yeah, I have to kind of hold my cool. Yeah. I have had occasions where I've had people kicking me below the table sometimes in meetings because they can see maybe my shoulders are going and I'm trying not to. And that's just the funny's there, and I think people know that I would make quips and stuff, so I need to be very careful not to do that. But there's sometimes as well some situations whenever you're working with humans, and sometimes working with humans at the hardest times in their lives, and sometimes they're not always totally honest with us, even when it's very obvious they're not being honest. But you have to work with what you're presented with and try and find a way around that, and that can lead to a lot of humorous situations as well too. But so you have to have a very good sense of humour to work in social work.
Most people do.
They
Most
really
people
do.
I work with, like
really
we are, like I'm probably the least serious in my team. You know, like I'm always being told, have you done that training?
Yeah.
Did you see that we're changing the way we do that now, Oonagh? Like I'm like, I'll wait till I get a wee tap on the shoulder. Like I'm not good at implementing change. That's just who I am anyway. Like it takes me a while to come around to the things changing. But like I think the team I'm in at the minute, like there's really good synchronicity, is that the right word?
Morale.
Am I saying the right word? You know what I mean anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone, I have a great manager, and like I think she knows all our personalities quite well. So there's a nice gel there. Because she knows, like I would need a sign on the back of my chair to say, do not speak to me, I will down tools for an hour.
Yeah.
No, it's like I don't think I know when to be serious. I don't want to seem as if like
of course.
And like I work with older people, and it's nice because I've been on Edel's side where going and seeing people at home when you're working with families and there's complexities, how like they don't have to have seen you, they already hate that you're there. You haven't even arrived at the door and you're dealing with attitudes, and you know people are just upset at your very presence. But like with this, it's a lot more welcoming. So I don't get too many instances where like I'm dealing with anything particularly difficult in that sense, like dealing with like a difficult personality. So no, it's a nice job overall. I'm in the nice space now.
Yeah. What would you say is like something that you do as your decompression outside of comedy? Like what's your guilty pleasure after comedy, even after comedy, after work, after the kids go to bed? Like what is it that you do for yourself?
I love going to the cinema. I go to the cinema by myself a lot. Like I just find that's a lovely way to just be on my own and the phone's not on, and I just like sit there with a big thing of popcorn and I watch whatever's on and have a lovely time, and then that'll be it really, and drinking.
I'm one of those
drinking.
Drinking too.
Yeah.
I'm one of those north coast wankers that go sea dipping. So,
dipping,
I didn't know you were like that.
I know.
I do enjoy a nice sea dip.
So I do that, and that really helps mental health, all those things. You can't think about nothing except how cold you are whenever you're in the Atlantic in November. So that just helps clear the mind. But
watch the currents. They're rough.
I know. No, we usually go in and the rock pulls up around Dunseverick in that direction.
Right, okay.
So it really helps.
Is the sea warmer on your side? No. This is how good I am with geography. We all know I suck at geography. No, because some parts here the sea is colder than the other part.
I wouldn't know. I'm not going anywhere near the sea. I'll just watch it from
It
afar and
might
admire
be
its
like
beauty.
half a degree difference. I don't think you're going to feel it. It's
Right,
all pretty
okay.
cold when it hits the nips, let me tell you. So, and that's actually something I do with my social work friends, the girls from the team.
Really?
Yeah. There's quite a few of us all do that together.
That was one of my like, I'm going to get into that bullshit kind of promises you make yourself. Like, it's going to be a new person.
I'm going to have to do a comedian
right, right, okay, we'll do that after the karaoke.
Oh my god. No, I have a, what do you call it, a ice dunker
Oh,
thing.
like a cold plunge?
I used it twice so far.
Oh.
Twice?
No, twice.
Some people just use their bin.
Yeah, but I got it for Christmas and I was like, I'm going to use this all the time. Also for mental health. And just after I had a run or just whatever. And I've used it twice. And my husband was like, I fucking knew you were going to use that thing.
He's onto your bullshit.
It's just, and now I said we could just, just use it as a pool in summer. So,
lovely.
Oh, here. So toddlers or teenagers, who do you think would give the better punchlines?
I don't yet have a teenager in my home or anyone in that kind of. The 6-year-old does give me some attitude, like she's ridiculous, but I don't really know, to be honest. They come out with shit all the time, and you have to bite your tongue sometimes because see, whenever they swear and they use it correctly, it's so funny when they swear in the right context. And you're like, moving on. I wouldn't say that now. I would use a different word maybe.
Where do they learn it?
I don't know. Like there have
Where
been
did
times,
they learn it, Oonagh?
Where did they get that?
I remember the 6-year-old when she was probably 3 or 4 saying to my husband, "Where are the fucking scissors?" I was like, well, I mean, where are the fucking scissors? She's
got a point.
She has a point.
Fair enough.
So, but other than that, like, it's hard to really like. They're just two silly sausages.
I've got a tweenager. I think that's now the official term. So we're not just a teenager, but we're a tweenager. But yeah, there's a bit of attitude there. And he calls me bruh.
Oh,
yeah, I've had bruh. So, and even the 9-year-olds, and I started to copy if I tell her to do something. It's like bruh. And I'm like,
not your bruh.
Nice.
Not your bruh.
So my next question was actually, what is one thing that pushes you all the way in the red? Like, it can be anything in like motherhood, in your marriage, in friendships. What's something that like go from chill to absolutely fucking losing your mind? What is that one thing that just triggers you?
Road rage.
Road rage.
I'm not a patient driver.
Bad road rage.
Yeah, I'm not a patient driver. It's got to the point now where I'm like so conscious of the kids being in the car that I'm having to like try to bring down the anger because the kids are now like starting to comment on other people's driving too.
Is it mostly slow drivers that piss you off? Or
slow drivers or just stupid drivers or people doing 45 on a clear road when it's the speed limit 60 and I'm like, get out of my way, I have places to be. So, I'm not a patient driver.
I'm the same. It's the exact same. I have no patience. I wasn't gifted with an abundance of patience from birth, and like, but the devil wasn't gonna get to me, but I was going to like be ready to kill people because I just the patience in me, and it's been passed down. I've seen it. I can see it with my own two eyes. The girls have no patience, and my older daughter just, and it's because she's seen me do it. Like if something's not going well, I'll go, "Urgh," and then she will. And then I'm like, you just react like that. And I'm like, That's me, exactly me. And then she'll say, Mummy, everyone says I'm mini you. I'm like, I know, it's terrifying. Like, if it's in like the life I've led, like, we're going to have to get someone to come and intervene at some stage.
She didn't lick it off a stone, huh? She didn't lick it off a stone?
No.
I wonder if it's a thing then with females in general, because not that I want to generalize female rage, but like anything that goes too slow really does piss me off, because when my husband moves,
I've got to go with husbands. That was my next.
At a glacial pace. See, when he moves at a glacial pace, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Let's go.
Yeah. I would say that sometimes I call it strategic incompetence. Like deliberate. Well, he'll not say it's deliberate, but it certainly feels like it. You know, it's done in a way where he'll not be asked to do that again.
Yeah.
You know, that's very frustrating. Then it just the kind of tasks around the house start to increase, don't they?
The mental load.
He's amazing housekeeper, but when it comes to, he's very, very on top of things. But like, the girls are mainly a mummy problem.
Okay.
And I think it's because like he does it in a way that annoys them. Daddy didn't read the story. Daddy didn't. Just so then it all falls to me. That sort of way. So that can be a bit frustrating. But they're only this size for so long. So
I know.
they will grow out of it. Like, I can't believe the 3-year-old's 3 now. Like, that's mad. Yeah.
Goes by too quickly. This is what every mother used to say this to me before I had a child, and I'd be like, ugh, and then like, it goes by so quickly, and I'm like, no, it doesn't, and it does. Now I get it. Now
the days are long and the years are short, isn't that?
Yeah,
that's very true. Yeah.
That's it. So, what does success look like to you now, Edel, than it did 10 years ago?
Kids being happy, healthy, and thriving is, I suppose, the main thing. But for me, success is just happiness and joy and like contentment and the satisfaction of a job well done sometimes as well too. So 10 years ago, I was pregnant with my second, and my oldest, the 11-year-old, he didn't sleep through the night till he was 4. So, and I think back on that point in time, I don't remember a lot of it. I think I was just existing and getting days by. I don't know how we got through that without divorcing, but we managed to. So success for me is now like a good night's sleep. Everyone's happy, healthy and well, and there's space in my head for joy. Yeah. And I'm feeling and experiencing joy, which I didn't for quite a long time. So, everyone's happy, healthy and well. There's a couple of pound left in the bank at the end of the month to get yourself a nice coffee and maybe a new pair of shoes. Yeah. I'm quite happy with that.
I love that.
Thank you.
And for you, Oonagh.
Probably quite similar. I think there's a level of contentment and like acceptance of yourself and like what you have, and again, not being burdened by like what other people think, you know, because I suppose sometimes I feel like in the past where I grew up and like the people that I would have been socializing with, and I have a really good group of friends. I've been friends with them since I was like 11. But other people, you know, like worrying about like what people think of me and stuff, and just not really giving a shit anymore, you know. Like, it's because if you come from a small town, everyone knows everyone, you know, and people like can have like opinions. And I'm guilty of tarring people with the brush of, you know, making a judgment without really knowing them. Like, so I'm not saying I'm immune to that, but that would be sort of like just letting people live their lives and enjoy themselves, and you know, you don't need to be like overly supportive. Just leave people alone to get on with what they're doing.
I know it's such a difficult thing to sort of grow into, because I do think that actually does come with age, although you get people that are lucky enough to be wired that way, that they just really don't give a fuck about what anybody thinks about them. And I listened to, I don't know who it was, but it really stuck with me, this lady. I think actually it was, what's that lady from the Let Them Theory? What's her name?
Oh, Melanie.
Mel
Robbins.
Yes.
Robbins, yeah.
And she, I think it was something she said. She said, what other people think about you is none of your business.
Yeah.
It's none of your business what they think of you. But of course, there's always a bit of you that just kind of wants, you don't want people to think the wrong thing, but then again, you can't care.
Want to be liked, don't you? Like, you want people to like you. I don't want people to think like I'm an arsehole.
Yeah. But again, that's what I think it does come with age, because with every year I am scarily, like, what's the English? I am like really like getting to the point where I'm like just just don't care.
Yeah, don't. It's the best way to be. Like, and it will get worse as we get older. Like, which I will embrace and be also terrified of.
I think that's why a lot of people say life begins at 40.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm looking forward to being 40. I was ready to skip 39.
Just go straight
to 40. 39's a bit shit.
Let's skip 39. 40 is where it's at.
There's a pizzazz to being 40. And I just like the sound of it.
Jazz
40.
Yeah. I think that's when people start rhinestoning all of their clothes and they put it on their shoes. Yeah.
Like whenever I was coming back from maternity leave with my first child, right before I went back, I like decided I'm going to learn how to sew. So like I got a sewing machine and went to like one of those intensive days and, you know, learning how to use it and stuff. And it's good for like wee repairs or like, I haven't made myself a wardrobe like I said I would. I was like, I think I might start making children's clothes. It's like, that's never going to, like, these are just these bonehead ideas that come in. But wee things like that. Like if you take a notion you want to do something, like with the comedy thing, it wouldn't leave me alone. I sort of thought, is this just a notion I'm taking? And it just kept coming back. I thought, no, you just need to do it.
You can see the creativity's in you though, obviously. The creativity's trying to find a way out.
Oh yeah,
the comedy and the so on, like.
Trying, yes, but it's very trying to execute it, you know, and not be. I'm long-winded, guys. Did that occur to you? I'm really long-winded. Like it's trying to be condensed. It's just about kind of finding your way, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
So my last question before we sign off is, what is your last meal on the planet? Say before you die.
I'm such a basic bitch. A basic white bitch.
Come on.
Is like a chicken Caesar salad, chunky chips, and like an ice cold white wine.
Ice cold. What kind of white wine?
Whatever they're serving, I will drink anything. So I'm not fussy. I'm a cheap date.
Oh God. My mommy's beef stroganoff.
Ooh.
Nice. And my mommy's everything my mommy makes is delicious. My mommy's chicken soup, and then a nice Oreo milkshake from Five Guys.
Ooh.
That would be me.
That's the way to go.
That is. I would put more emphasis on food than drink, probably.
Yeah.
So.
And what would be your last dessert then?
Oh, that's tough. Probably some form of banoffee. Yeah, I'm dealing with banoffee.
And yours?
Oreo cheesecake, probably. I love a cheesecake, or like I love a white chocolate and raspberry cheesecake. So
nice.
Just the fattiest, carbiest one you can
find.
Yeah,
if you're going like sugar high all the way.
Yeah. Very good. Right, so now I know what you like for dessert.
Oh.
I'm gonna attempt to make one day. So that's it. That's all. Thank you so much for calling on.
Thank you for having us.
Have
a lovely time. Yes.
We said with John, and then we said in Afrikaans tot ziens. Maybe you can. Do you know any Irish?
Slan gefoil.
What?
Slanawalia.
Slanawalia. Awalia. Okay. Okay.
Are we saying it all together?
Yes, we're gonna say
Slanawalia. Am I saying it right?
Slanawalia. Okay. There we go. Wait.
1, 2, 3.
Slanawalia.